Hello, in this video, I'm going to be talking about self-compassion during and after breast cancer. Before I go on, I'd love to have you subscribe to our channel. We put out a lot of videos about treatment, but also topics such as forgiveness and dignity and self-compassion and understanding what it means when people ghost you. So there's a lot of content and we're always putting out more. What is self-compassion? What does it do for us? Equally important, what is it not? And how do you practice self-compassion? Self-compassion is a way of talking to ourselves, feeling connected with others, and not being overly attached to or avoiding difficult emotions. Self-compassion has been shown to help us forgive ourselves. It's been shown to increase resilience. It actually increases motivation, and it helps us in our relationships with others. If you're interested in learning more about your breast cancer treatment, the things that might be offered to you, I'd love to invite you to go to Yerbba.com. Your personalized Yerbba report takes all the information from your medical records after you give us permission and compiles it all to give you a complete report of what treatments have been done and what you might expect to be offered going forward, including the pros and cons of each of those treatment options. It's not a one-time report. It's continually updated with new things that have happened, treatments you've started, or things that might come up, like another surgery, what did that show? So it's not a static report. It's also not the same as your portal. Even though you go into your portal to give us permission, it's actually much more involved than that. We cross-reference all of the details of your tumor with the latest medical evidence and show you what you might hear at your next appointments or what the different types of clinicians you might be seeing are. So again, go to Yerbba.com to get your personalized report. So back to self-compassion. Self-compassion, a lot of people hear that term and they have these reactions like it's self-pity or self-indulgence or it's letting yourself off the hook. It's actually very different from that. I'm going to talk about the three components of self-compassion. The first is self-kindness. How do you talk to yourself? Have you ever made a mistake and thought to yourself, I am such an idiot, or what a ninny, or I'm so stupid, or even something as harsh as, I hate myself? Self-kindness means talking to ourselves in ways like, you're doing the best you can, or that must have been a really hard decision to make, or that was what seemed like the right decision at the time. It's just a way of talking to ourselves the way we would talk to a younger version of ourselves, or a small child, or our sister, or our best friend. Self-compassion takes that harsh inner critic and even talks kindly to that. Of course I'm feeling hard on myself, that's all I know. The next component of self-compassion is mindfulness. This is not being overly attached to your thoughts or feelings, and also not denying them. So when we get overly attached, we feel that we are our emotions, or we are the stories we're telling ourselves. So I'm never going to get better, or this is horrible. I can't do this. And yes, of course, it feels like you can't some days. We all have those days, and going through breast cancer and its treatment are especially likely to bring up thoughts like that. But with self-compassion mindfulness, we sort of take that thought and we might set it aside. We might look at it without denying it and say, oh, this is an emotion I'm feeling, but not saying I'm always going to feel it, or I am my grief, or I am my rage, or I am my non-forgiveness. It also means not avoiding it. So if you're scared, am I going to survive this? It's not pushing that away. Like many of the people in our lives will tell us, don't think about that. Actually, the more we can embrace our emotions, the more we can regulate them. The third component of self-compassion is common humanity. What that means is feeling less like I'm alone in this, and rather other people are going through hard times too. You know, we have thousands and thousands of subscribers on Yerbba.com, our YouTube channel. You are not alone. Other people suffer. It may be a different flavor of suffering because each of us is unique, but I'm not alone in this. I am not the only one having a hard time. I'm not the only one with these feelings. I'm not the only one with these thoughts. So those three components, self-kindness, mindfulness, and common humanity, are what make up self-compassion. Self-compassion has been shown to increase motivation. It's not self-indulgence where we let ourselves off the hook for a mistake we made. Rather, this way of talking with ourselves and mindfully noticing our thoughts and feelings, mindfully noticing our experience, reminding ourselves that we're not alone, has been shown to improve motivation, helps us be better, feel better, and do better. And that's really what we all want. We all want to make choices that put more goodness into the world for ourselves and for the rest of the world. And that's what self-compassion can do. I do want to say, if you are not used to compassionate words, you may have something called Backdraft by Chris Germer, who's a self-compassion scholar. He describes feeling these feelings of, I'm not worthy. And self-compassion practices can actually increase this feeling of shame. So just be mindful of that and aware that that could happen. Seek out support. There are self-compassion meditations all over the internet. There are books that you can read about self-compassion, like Self-Compassion by Kristin Neff, or Fierce Self-Compassion, also by Kristin Neff. It's important to know that compassion has two sides to it. It has this rest and restore side, but also fierce compassion. Fierce self-compassion can help us have difficult conversations. It can help us advocate for ourselves. It can help us be activists and advocates out in the world during and usually after going through breast cancer treatment. It can help us set boundaries. So self-compassion is an amazing tool that can help us heal and maybe break some habits we've had since we were very small children. I hope this has been helpful for you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. We respond to you within 1 to 2 weeks, nearly every time we have a comment. What can you tell others in the Yerbba community? As always, thank you for watching.